So Operation Dudula, March and March, and their leaders are having some last laughter out there. They are rejoicing after the court did not come into the occasion when they were called by the South African Human Rights Commission in the Durban court. If you didn't know, yesterday the Operation Dudula, March and March, and their leaders appeared before court in Durban. Dumela Kazi, welcome back to the cafe. If you are new, welcome. And if you are returning, thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. Subscribe, make sure you like this video, it helps a lot. And I would like to hear your own views regarding this topic on the comment section. Please do comment. Without wasting any more time, let's get into this video. So South African Human Rights Commission lodged an application or an urgent application for an urgent interdict for the Operation Dudula, March and March, as well as their leaders to be arrested because they are stopping the illegal immigrants from accessing the health facilities in South Africa. The court said, nope, we are not doing that. This is not urgent. And they threw out the case. And with the costs, you must remember that with the costs, it's a sweet moment for Operation Dudula and March. It's a sweet moment because the court argued that this is actually a waste of time, a waste of the resources, a waste of legal resources in South Africa, and this matter is definitely not an urgent matter. So they have to pay the legal costs, and they have to go and lick their own wounds. Listen to this one.
Hi everyone.
Hi everybody.
So this is our attorney, March and March. And then we also had senior counsel who advocates Umatadula SC and advocates Kubuni, and of course Zuma and partners. Thank you so much, guys. The 18. Today we won. Saturday, March and March. Until we win. We won our case. LAI Human Rights Commission was trying to get us interdicted and arrested by the police. And then the judge said, no, it's not urgent. It's not. And so it's over 2 years or 3 years or 4 years, it doesn't matter. But it means that we are now going to intensify our fight to keep our resources for South Africans. And they said that it's not urgent. It's not urgent. It's on period. So if the government is not going to take care of us and protect us from illegal immigrants, then you South Africans need to rise. It's time, guys. We need more volunteers. We need more hands on deck. Next step, Sia a point for those who are in KZN. We are going to Point Road because we do not want no-go areas in Dawo where people who are not South African come and dominate, and then we as South Africans feel uncomfortable in those places. We are going to a point, and we're going to make those people realize, and you all know which country dominates in a point. So we're going to go there, and we're going to make sure they know, this is South Africa. It's not their country. They can't come there and dominate and make us feel like we don't belong. We can't be having places that we don't go to no-go areas where people are organizing different types of crime, and we are supposed to say it's fine because CS are a point. Please join the movement, join March and March, be active, be on the ground. I promise you, the one thing that people who are on the ground will tell you is how satisfying it is. As this one now, we are doing something meaningful. As this one now, we are doing something impactful. A fun no California will never be the same. And I know abanye baya fisa join up as simas boom, but khona abanye isimo siyavuma asihambeni masushi, especially abangasebenzi. Hlalele ningajoin, hlalele ningawuleli izwe lakho ngoba la uzothola khona amathuba. Sebenza ke usondelane March and March until we win. Sibonga kakhulu support wonke ama forces abekhona namhlanje enkantolo. We appreciate you guys. Sanigcina kanje ngokusho ngomlomo, you actually made it happen. Siyabonga.
In the Operation Dudula, March and March, they said they will intensify their own operation because now that they know that this whole matter is not urgent, for us on our side and for them who are going to go and stop this madness that is happening in this country, I am so glad. It is a good thing for them. Really, it is a good thing for them because they will go. They will go until things are looking good in this country and things are facilitated properly. I say they must go for it and they must intensify this operation until a lot of people are woken up, because we need people to wake up. Things are not looking good. Remember, not long ago, the Department of Health said that our health system is under a huge strain, not forgetting that we've got corruption that is happening in this country that involves this same health system. And then on top of that, it is burdened by illegal immigrants in the country.
Previously, you have tried to warn Operation Dudula from continuing with this campaign. From what you observed so far, what's been happening? Are they listening? And what's your next plan as the Department of Health?
Yeah, no, definitely. As the Department of Health, we've discouraged individuals and organized groups like Operation Dudula who go around at our health facilities demanding to see any form of identity from the healthcare user. We discourage that, even though we understand the concerns. So they are raising valid concerns, but through illegal means, which is a challenge. So we understand the burden of created by undocumented foreign nationals on our healthcare system. But we want to encourage anyone with concerns to raise their concerns through a legal means, but also proposing solutions to address this issue on a long term, because we strongly believe that this is a societal issue. It's not only about health. You can imagine the undocumented national or citizens in the country who commit crime. It's going to be difficult for our law enforcement agencies to trace them because they are undocumented. But with regards to access to healthcare, you correctly quoted the Constitution of the country, especially Section 27, also supported by the National Health Act and other pieces of legislation, which says we cannot deny anyone access to health purely because of their immigration status or their nationality for a number of reasons. For example, just yesterday, we have issued a media statement to update the public with regards to mpox, the outbreak of mpox in the country. And majority of these cases are imported cases, meaning that they were imported from countries or regions where currently they are dealing with the outbreak of this disease. The same applies to COVID-19, the same applies to measles and so forth. And you will never know who is the carrier of which virus. So if we start discriminating against the healthcare users based on their nationality, all our efforts to prevent the spread of these infectious and deadly diseases will be we will not succeed. So hence we say, let's try to address the root cause, which is not health. So let's try to identify the root cause and also deal with that root cause. We'll be able to prevent a lot of the challenges.
Yeah. So when you say that you do understand as the health department the concerns that they're raising, albeit doing so illegally, the issue of foreign nationals and the impact that immigrants have on our healthcare system. Do you have that kind of data? Are you able to state that you're aware that there are pockets where particularly illegal immigrants are overburdening the healthcare system?
No, definitely we are well aware. Remember when the Minister of Finance, they allocate the budget. They allocate budget based on the population size of the country, and as the Minister of Health also further allocate the budget to provinces based on the population of the provinces. The same way the MECs, the premiers, the MECs, they also do the same. So I'm just giving an example. Let's say health facilities which are located around Musina, obviously they know the population size which is documented in Home Affairs and also Stats SA, how many people are living in that particular area. So when we allocate the resources, the number of the nurses, the number of other healthcare workers, but also the infrastructure and also the treatment, we allocate based on the size of population so that we are trying to meet the ratio. So unfortunately, you will plan for example, let's say around Musina, the population according to Stats SA is about 2 million. So obviously, we will plan our resources according to the official size of the population, but we end up seeing influx. We end up saving more healthcare users than the documented one, but because of the laws of the country, we cannot discriminate against anyone.
So what do you say then to someone who, because part of what this group is raising is that you've got some South African citizens who try to go to a clinic, who try to go to a hospital, and sometimes there's just no beds because of that overburdening that you are speaking about. And yes, there's no justification of the actions by this group, but I mean, you surely understand the frustration on the citizens of this country if they go to a hospital or they go to a clinic and they are not able to get assistance there because the system is overburdened by illegal foreigners.
Absolutely correct. That is a fact. But I know at some point previously the government tried to engage the embassies of a number of countries whose citizens are currently in the country to say, please, can you meet us halfway, try to settle some of the bills for some of your citizens? But unfortunately, they asked us the difficult question which could not answer, to say they are not aware of the presence of their citizens because they did not leave their countries legally, meaning that it's going to be difficult for them to account for anyone who claims to come from the country if they are here illegal. So that is a conundrum, but we want to appeal to members of the public, individuals, organized groups, to say, please, let's try to identify the root cause of this instead of dealing with
But we already know the root cause. We do know the root cause. We already know the root cause. So what are we trying to identify? You've just indicated that there are people who are coming into the country illegally. Even their own governments are not able to identify them. When they are here illegally, they end up using our services because our laws and our constitution allow for that. Isn't that where the issue is? So when you say let's identify it, what do you mean?
No, look, I don't think that could be one. Look, firstly, the fact that they entered the country illegally, they committed a crime in the country. Do you agree with me?
Yes,
so meaning
I do.
Yes, meaning that the law enforcement agencies must enforce the law and act without a bias. So they need to enforce the law and arrest anyone. So they committed the crime. So they must be arrested and deported. So hence we say, Clement, if you know that your neighbor Foster is here, or you suspect that Foster, your neighbor, is here in the country illegally, what stops you from calling the law enforcement agency? What stops you from calling the immigration officers to come and interrogate Foster? And if I cannot provide any proof that I'm here in the country legally, then I must be deported.
Yeah, and first, I mean, you know how the system in this country is. I bet you there are many people who have probably tried that approach before. And part of the problem, which Home Affairs has admitted to, is the corruption in the system. So yes, you call that immigration officer, but they get given money and they walk away and nothing really happens. And look, I'm not trying to hold you accountable here for issue of our porous borders. Yes. That's not your department. You are the health department. But I'm trying to indicate that as government, you have completely failed to manage the borders, because now we're sitting with a situation where citizens are frustrated because they are unable, some of them, to get healthcare services because our healthcare system is overburdened by illegal immigrants. And all we're hearing is, oh, we need to go fix our borders, which is a promise that's been made for so long. So that's going to make it difficult for you then to have conversations with citizens who are frustrated, because they'll say to you, you've been promising to fix this and you're still not fixing it.
No, definitely. And just to give an example to say this is a societal issue. Look, someone can also argue that their children are not able to get the space in the local schools because now they have to compete with the children of undocumented foreign parents. So that is, hence I say this is a societal issue that must be dealt with holistically, not in a piecemeal. Exactly, you have pointed one of the contributing factors, the issue of corruption. So if we can try to address the issue of corruption and other contributing factors, definitely this issue will be able to address this issue once and for all.
So that means problems are coming in different sides. We cannot even focus on one problem because there's too many problems that are coming this side, and HRC is a cherry on top on these problems. They are trying to make sure that everything is just chaos. We don't know what to fight because there's too many things to fight for. There's a lot of things to fight for. But anyway, let me know what you think about this whole thing. Please do subscribe. Make sure you like this video. Comment down below with your own thoughts. I'll see you on my next upload. Have a fantastic weekend. Peace.